Hello everyone, and welcome to the study of English. Today, we are going to study the famous novel of Alice Walker, The Color Purple. Alice Walker is an American novelist and short story writer. She was born at Georgia, in the United States of America, in 1944. She is known for writing about the lives, struggles, and dignity of black women. For this novel, she got Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 1983, and the National Book Award in the same year. And she became the first African-American woman to win the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction. The novel was published in 1982, and it is set in Georgia, in the United States of America. It's an epistolary novel, written in the form of letters. The entire novel is composed of a series of private letters between the main character Celie and her sister Nettie. Celie writes letters, first, to God, sharing her problems and painful experiences. When she receives no response from God, she starts writing to her sister Nettie. Instead of a normal third-person narration, readers understand the story of Celie directly through these personal letters. Now, let's meet the characters of this novel. Celie is the protagonist. She is a poor, black woman, grows from silence and oppression into independence and self-worth. Nettie, Celie's beloved younger sister. She is educated and determines to create a better life. Shug Avery, a confident blues singer. She helps Celie discover love, identity, and strength. Mr., also known as Albert. He is Celie's abusive husband. He is cruel, he beats Celie, but later he changes. Sophia. She is a fierce and brave woman. Harpo. Albert's son from his previous wife. Alfonso, also known as Pa. He is cruel, abusive, and controlling. Celie and Nettie believes Pa is their real father, but later revealed that he is their stepfather. Mary Agnes. Harpo's second partner. Olivia and Adam. Celie's lost children raised by missionaries in Africa. Samuel and Corinne. A missionary couple in Africa. They unknowingly adopt Celie's lost children, Adam and Olivia, and raise them. The novel opens with a terrifying threat from the man Celie believes is her father, whose name is Alfonso, also known as Pa. He warns Celie by saying that, "You better not, never tell, nobody but God. It'd kill your mammy." Alfonso is a very cruel and abusive man. He repeatedly abuses and rapes Celie. When the novel starts, Celie is just a 14-year-old poor black girl. She writes letters to God, expressing her deep sadness. She writes, "Dear God, I am 14 years old. I have always been a good girl. Maybe you can give me a sign, letting me know what is happening to me." This letter establishes her extreme isolation and confusion. Celie gives birth to 2 children, and Alfonso takes them away from her, and she doesn't know where they are. Alfonso then forces Celie to marry an older abusive man, Mr., also known as Albert, who was already married and had 2 children. He is very cruel and controlling. He marries Celie, only to take care of his children, and use her like a slave. He has no love for Celie. He treats Celie badly and frequently beats her. Nettie is Celie's younger sister. She is educated and determines to create a better life. Unlike Celie, she refuses to be broken by Alfonso's cruelty. She runs away, and comes to live with Celie. Nettie tries to live with Celie and Albert. But when Nettie refuses Albert's sexual advances, he forces Nettie to leave. Nettie leaves their house, but promises to write letters to Celie until death. But many years passed, and Celie never received any letter from Nettie. So Celie believes that her sister is dead. Celie's life begins to change when she meets women like Shug Avery and Sophia. Shug is a glamorous blues singer and Albert's longtime lover. When Shug falls very ill, she comes to stay at Celie's house, and Celie lovingly nurses her back to health. Shug and Celie become good friends. Shug protects Celie from Albert's beatings and abuse, and helps Celie discover her own self-worth. During this time, Celie also watches Sophia, who is a fiercely independent woman. Sophia marries Albert's son Harpo. Harpo was Albert's son from his previous wife. When Harpo tries to beat Sophia to make her obey him, Sophia fights back and physically defeats him, eventually leaving him. Once, when Sophia refuses to become a maid for the white mayor's wife, she is brutally beaten by the police and thrown into prison. However, Harpo's new girlfriend, Mary Agnes, helps Sophia get out of prison, but is raped by the white warden in the process. Now, the story returns to Celie. One day, Celie, with the help of Shug, discovers that Albert has been hiding Nettie's letters in his trunk for years. As Celie reads the letters, a shocking truth is revealed. Nettie is alive. She is working as a missionary in Africa with a couple named Samuel and Corinne. And Celie also knows that Samuel and Corinne had adopted Celie's two lost children, who were taken away by Alfonso. And Nettie is helping to raise Celie's children. When Corinne becomes sick and dies, Nettie eventually marries Samuel. After discovering the truths in Nettie's letters, which Albert had hidden from her for many years, Celie becomes furious. She finally finds her voice and stands up to Albert. She accuses and curses Albert for his cruelty, and she leaves him. Celie moves to a new place called Memphis with her friend Shug Avery. In Memphis, Celie starts a business, designing and making comfortable pants for men and women. Later, Celie learns that Alfonso was not her biological father. Her real father was a successful businessman who was ruined by the white English people. Following Alfonso's death, Celie inherits her family's house and land. In a surprising twist, Albert transforms. He is left entirely alone, stops his abusive ways, and learns to be kind. He even starts sewing alongside Celie on the porch. The story ends with a joyous family reunion. Nettie, Samuel, and Celie's grown children, Adam and Olivia, finally return from Africa to live in Georgia, in the United States of America.